Hey, everybody. It's Kathy Braxton from Improv for Caregivers. You are watching Dementia Demos on your YouTube channel that I know or have subscribed to. And today we're going to talk about distressing or stressful visitations, whether it's you that's experiencing this when you visit, or perhaps you're hearing this through the grapevine of another person visiting, creating stress during the visitation, or stress is, starting to happen that they're experiencing when they leave, and not only are they experiencing when they're visiting. So how do we help ourselves or help someone else to avoid these stressful visitations? Because we know in-person connection is wonderful. It is amazing, and then you just go down, phone calls are great too. Zoom calls are wonderful when people can see your face. So visitation and connection is incredibly important. How do we make the most of it? Well, first of all, I say consider why the visitation is distressing. And this is something that's a little bit more introspective. You may have to journal this out a little bit, and you may have to backwards engineer it. This is what I think. Where you can obviously see tactile, you can see it and feel it. Where was the stress? Was there an argument that ensued? An example of someone stated that staff actually had to get involved and separate two people because an argument was elevating, right? So tangibly, what did we see happen? And then backwards engineer that and consider what happened just before that. What type of interaction was happening? Where were they when this interaction occurred? That's a good one because you can also tangibly say, yeah, they were in the bedroom. They were in someone's bathroom. They were in the hallway, right? So now we have a little bit more information to go on. Backwards engineer it a little bit more and consider, okay, who was visiting, right? Do they visit often? Do they understand how to communicate with a person living with dementia? Do they have something with them that they were using to connect? Or did they just kind of come empty-handed and think this was just going to fly? Right? So it's, what happened? Where did it happen? Who did it happen with? And now we're going to backwards going one more step and go, okay, now that person who is visiting, even if it's ourselves, take a good hard look and consider what was our agenda? What was the agenda of the visitation? My guess is most people do not drive 20 minutes to visit somebody, driving the entire way with the intention of how can I upset this person so much? I doubt that that's what's going on in your head is the plotting, right? You're not. Most likely you get in that car, maybe you're a little afraid of what to do, but your intention is I want to see how they're doing. I want to connect with them. I want to make them laugh. I want to smile. I want to make sure they're being taken care of. You've got these little things that you want to tick off the box here. And most of them, if not all of them, are incredibly positive in making sure that that person is being cared for and loved, right? But yet we get to the building, memory care facility, and it all goes awry, right? That intention that was there during the car ride falls apart and doesn't even get rectified once we're there. So if you're not plotting to upset somebody, think to yourself, what am I looking to achieve here? Right? So now we change our intention and we look at ourselves. So now we've backwards engineered where the issue was. Now we're going to forward engineer, being intentional and being introspective and go, what am I looking to achieve during this visit? What do I want out of it? Write it out. Think about it. I want to spend 10 good minutes with mom. I want to share the story I had with her. I want to bring something. So now, okay, I have this intention, right? I want to get her outside, right? Whatever that might be. I want to take her for lunch, right? Now, the next step is bring that stuff that you need, right? Create or bring a visitation bag. If it's because I want to look at old pictures and get these names of people, bring the pictures, bring the Sharpie markers, be ready for this kind of stuff. If it's going out to lunch, prepare a little bit ahead of time. Let the staff know that's what you're planning on doing. So it's intention, preparation, and then when the visitation occurs, have your little slip of paper that listed your intentions and reflect back to that. Let go of the agendas that you're right and that the visitation needs to be focused on the fact that you want to correct that person no matter what. correcting and forcing your agenda of your right that they are 86, that their husband has died, that the pet is no longer there, they no longer work as a secretary. If you want to force that agenda, then you are going to create disconnection in the visit. And my thought is, during your drive to go visit, your thought was, I want to create joy. Correcting somebody who is living with dementia does not create joy. It creates shame and it creates the stress during the visit. So you need to relinquish that agenda that you're right and you're going to correct them. Focus back on your intent. And then also, if there's someone else that's visiting that's causing distressful kind of situations, talk to the staff about different spaces that they can visit. Maybe the stress is in the environment with other roommates or other people in the facility. So find a more quiet space, a space away from them. Find out with staff how you can do that. If they need to be there with you, when can you manage this? If they absolutely is just too stressful, Zoom calls, right? Work with your wellness director there. They should be able to set up a Zoom call. I would say once a week would be reasonable, where they can see your face. You can see them. You can just kind of see how they're doing, right? Even if it's just going to be a 2-minute call. And then again, if you are finding that there's someone else visiting that's causing distress, create something called a visitation bag or a visitation box, put it up on the top shelf of their bedroom. And, let other people, let the visitors know, hey, this box is there for you. There are things inside this box that only get presented when someone visits, and they're novel, they're very specific to that person, and they should really help you elicit connection and some really interesting reminiscing and conversation. So we put something in place to help somebody avoid that agenda of correction by giving them something else to do to interact, so that that intention that they had when they drive there to visit comes to fruition when they leave. And then everybody is satisfied when the visit's over. The person leaves going, that was successful. I can go back. I can do this again. And the resident or your loved one that is left living in their memory care facility and now going to lunch has had a positive experience and is feeling pretty good. So consider those kinds of things. You got to backwards engineer, and then you got to be really hard on yourself and introspective and move yourself forward. I am hoping that this helped you. I am Dementia Whisper on Reddit. This is your YouTube channel, Dementia Demos. And you can always reach me on my email at improv4, the number 4, caregivers@gmail.com.